Hey there guys, it's Francesca from Consciousful Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Today I'm going to be elaborating about the Saturn and Retrograde in Aquarius themes, the event, and kind of like what you should expect, the effects of it, and how it's going to affect not only you on a personal level, but the collective as a whole. So Saturn is a traditional ruler of Aquarius, which kind of gives it a double dose in unpredictability, sudden changes, and also a double dose in karma. So if you've been good in the past, events will reward you for your good deeds. But if you've been bad in the past, events will occur to teach you vital lessons. So when Saturn goes retrograde, it turns inward rather than outward. So I'm encouraging you to reflect, review the foundations and structures of your life, traditions, rules, and restrictions as well. Asking yourself if they're serving their purpose or if they need to be shifted. It also serves as an opportunity to give yourself an annual progress report, considering if you're on track with the bigger picture goals, and if not, what do you need to do to get there. Saturn in Aquarius retrograde is also all about your commitment towards your vision for the future, kind of like making you double question the commitments that you currently have in every area of your life in order to see if that's what you actually want for the long term. So whether it's the commitment that you have to work or a certain relationship or with your goals, it's time to not question them. We're going to be seeing such themes in our collective occur, such as political figures suddenly losing their power, such as like Dr. Fauci and those other head leaders that once had their power suddenly losing them, big companies going bankrupt, being replaced with new companies, people suddenly having health issues, incarcerations of people who performed corruption, especially those in political power, but also in general. Changes in transportation and currency, suddenly changes in transportational of goods and resources. So we're talking, truck drivers, post offices, supermarkets potentially being delayed in transporting their services or in goods and material resources. There's also going to be a lot of themes of restrictions, potential delays in your thinking, communication with others, and travel. This energy can sometimes make you feel shy, aloof, confused, potentially pessimistic. There may be unexpected news of criticism, you catching someone on a lie, potential sad news, narrow-mindedness, slandering and misunderstanding behaviors or events that will transpire that will make relationships have certain problems. But rest assured, this is meant to actually help you in your spiritual pursuits. This energy is also meant to help you bring material gain from your spiritual pursuits so you can make your dreams come true with hard work and a sensible, realistic approach. It's going to help you also understand your limitations and not allow them to captivate you. Rather, you be more optimistic about your limitations. So you also appreciate your spiritual goals and how they actually fit into the bigger picture. We're also going to be seeing events transpire and shifts occur around financial institutions, perhaps highlighting the need for our country or our world to dismantle oppressive systems. And more personally, you might encounter a difficult course correction that points you towards necessary growth. But what I mean in us seeing shifts or happening in financial institutions, because there's going to be a shift when it comes to how we utilize our currency, and there will be a shift as there will also be a technological shift in currency. And this is actually going to potentially enter us into the age of cashless society, but there will be a struggle for it to fully embark. There will be a struggle for it to fully commence, as there will be many people in power trying to stop it. This retrograde will also bring an annual opportunity to use the power of Saturn in Aquarius to do an important inner work that could set you up to be more successful and to acquire freedom. As you look back, as you put your nose to the grindstone over the past 12 months, you could connect the dots between the lack of structure and lagging of excitement or electricity you are craving, inspired by future-minded thinking. You may also realize that without a budget, you don't really have a sense of what you have to put towards spending on vacations or happy hour, fitnesses, things that may benefit you on a social or group level that you may be looking forward to. You may be lacking a step-by-step game plan for achieving a long-term professional goal, so you may feel like you're unclear on how you're going to get from point A to point B without feeling a certain type of partner or relationship you want. You may feel stuck in your love life. The point is that this is going to be a good time to re-examine the structure of your life, your commitments, and your relationships. There will also be a sense of society now fully accepting unconventional as conventional. So, for example, the way that people have now been kind of like going more towards new age spirituality, or living off the grid, or, you know, a hipster mindset, or living the unconventional ways, such as like tiny homes or solar panels. People are going to now be accepting the new way of being, especially when it comes to like the new world that we're trying to produce for ourselves, especially when it comes to not working conventional jobs. We're going to be realizing that society is now going to realize that we don't need perfect flaws. We don't need a perfect sense of security or perfectionism mentality in order to achieve greatness. People are also going to be overcoming, and you may notice that you're going to begin to overcome a perfectionism tendency that was once pressured by the symmetrical, idealistic version of perfect, especially when it comes to your appearance and your finances. Like, we won't be holding ourselves hostage to meet a certain expectation, especially when it comes to our appearance and finances, like I said. We'll be seeing many changes in the realms of technology and currency, also government structures, but it will be influenced to rebel and almost awaken to the idiosyncratic propaganda of those in structure and in power. We'll be touching ourselves from a fear mindset and the fear of standing up and a fear of standing out when it comes to questioning the status quo. We'll be more prone to want to break out of conventional jobs and working for a corporation that really isn't going to protect humanity in the long run. So you'll be seeing people, or even yourself, wanting to break the normality of what you once thought your life was supposed to look like, especially when it comes to career, life purpose, and way of living. I am seeing that there will also be a lot of individuals that will begin to hack their reality by incorporating new technologies, new philosophies, and new tangible devices that can actually transform their finances. So we're talking Bitcoin, we're talking passive income, we're talking new ways to enhance your financial status, quantum hacking as well, meditation breakthroughs that can break you through limited timelines and realities that you once created for yourself due to your subconscious mind. And this is actually going to help people achieve different approaches rather than relying on the old way to get by. There's also going to be a huge emphasis on the alchemization. So I do see that a lot of people will have like old health issues or suppressed health issues that are going to emerge, especially when it comes to immunity and specifically the spleen or the skin. We're going to find ways to actually alchemize and transmute of these issues. Some people may or may not, but this is going to come up. There will also be a transmutation of your current perspective in order to create a new crystallized mentality that's actually going to help you in the long run. So kind of like transmuting trauma into wisdom and transmuting pain into wisdom to create a crystallized, more powerful mentality to strengthen your mindset. I'm also seeing that there will be major theme of old narratives being destabilized and being debased. So the old narratives that you once told yourself, so whether it's the global narrative or the narrative about your life, is no longer going to hold such a strong emotional meaning to you. So you'll be able to see it through like a more logical, objective reason mindset, rather from the old narrative that kept you kind of emotionally disempowered. During this Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, we'll also see a boost in political like totalitarianism. We may see like political frenzy behavior, like people being very fanatic over their political standing. And this will be people that want to drag like their old beliefs into the future. But this is an inevitable part of life. And this is also going to be a main highlight in this retrograde, as it may cause us to feel kind of restricted to move forward. But in reality, that restriction is actually the current that we need to go against, right? Like you kind of like swimming against the current in the ocean, but just needing to push through, knowing that you can get onto the other side. So that restriction may make us feel as though we're being met with resistance and a lot of stress and frustration. However, it's meant to actually help create us to become more stable. And overall, the best way to handle this retrograde is to reframe negative thinking. So for example, if you work in a job you know is ending, focus on a new opportunity. If a breakup occurs in your personal life, or if there's personal problems in your personal relationships, the relationship probably has outlived its purpose. So in this way, you can make the transit less stressful. You can choose not to suffer by focusing your energy on something positive and productive that you want to change. Overall, there will be an overactivity in the third eye, in the neocortex, in the mind. So make sure you don't overemphasize your overthinking, pessimistic ways. There will be an enhancement in the crown chakra. So there will be an ability for those who are in alignment and spiritually aware, for those to reach heightened awareness or heightened abilities. There's also a huge emphasis I'm seeing on needing to pay attention to immunity health and needing to focus on your spleen and reduce stress or anger. Also incorporate some sort of emotional regulation into your life in order to lessen cortisol running through your body. Cortisol is actually the stress hormone, so there needs to be less stress at this time, and there will be a huge emphasis on needing to regulate stress. And there's also a huge calling for many individuals to consume more vitamin D. So whether it's getting sunlight or actually like a vitamin D supplement, as this is actually going to help your entire body, including your immune system. So that's about it. Until the end of October, it's all about your mindset. If you think positive and do good and stay organized and take those steps towards changes that you're scared to make, the universe is going to have your back to really achieve what you're desiring. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care.